Okay, thank you. Obviously, we didn't want to let them start, get a fast start in the beginning of the game. We know their offense, we know their tempo, we know their fast pace and an explosive offense. We wanted to try to stop them, and we didn't. We didn't make that happen. Obviously, we wanted to slow them down at the beginning of the game. They came out and they scored on the first 4 drives. Our drives were nowhere near where we needed them to be. First half stats, obviously, it was 31-0. First downs, they beat us 19-6. Rushing yards, 177-70 at halftime. Total offensive yards, 323-110. And then you take a look at the possession time was 18:31-11:29. And I think the biggest thing is we talked about not letting them get off to a fast start, but obviously we couldn't get them off the field. They were 4 of 6 on third down possessions, 1 of 1 on fourth down possessions, and we were 0-5 and 0-1 on third and fourth down situations. Came back in at halftime, talked to the team about when your back's against the wall, who are you? And that's who you really are. I thought they came back. They fought in the second half. Obviously, I know both teams slowed the tempo down. Both teams slowed the pace down. But it was positive. I guess positive for us is if you start looking at numbers. Came back and obviously had a chance. I think first and foremost you recognize Baugh. I think Jaden Baugh played an exceptional game, both in the run game and the pass game for us. We finished up, if you take a look at the possession at the end of the game, they still had ball 10 more minutes than we did. And again, at the end of the game, we couldn't get off the field. They were 9 of 13 total on third downs. We were 2 of 9, and then they were 1 of 1, and we were 0 for 1. So, I think the biggest thing people have kind of done against us probably last 3 games is when I come back and I look at the stats at the end of the game, when you got a passing team, you think that they were a pretty balanced team, but they only threw the ball 22 attempts and they ran it 51 times. So we've got to do a better job stopping the run consistently, and that hasn't happened lately. So we got to get back to work and continue to get better. So at this time, I'll ask any questions.
Even with the fight that you saw in the second half, and I know you've mentioned before, just not really seeing players quit, but what's the vibe of the team in this locker room at this point, just to see this slide continue?
Well, yeah, nobody wants to. I mean, it's not great because everybody wants to win, and nobody wants to lose. So if you're asking what it feels like to lose, it's not fun. It's not good. It sucks to me up here in front of you guys, obviously, and. That's I'll take the loss for the players every game, no matter what it's going to be. So I'll continue that process. But we got to get better, obviously. And does it hurt? Yeah, absolutely. I can hear you.
Well, given the circumstances, Urban in the house.
Sure.
National TV. I mean, Tennessee, big rivalry game, riding a big losing streak.
Yep.
How does all that resonate with the performance?
Whoever's here is here. Obviously, I think it was awesome that he had an opportunity to be recognized. I think that's special for Coach. I think the world of him. But as far as our players, we got to continue to try to get better. We got to try to continue to finish a game. We played a half of football in the last couple of weeks. We've the first 2 of the first 3 games we played a good first half, and we didn't play a good second half. This time we were the reverse. We didn't play first half, and we came out in second half and played solid. Run game kicked up a little bit, and we set up some play action off of it. So, but no, it doesn't matter as far as who's here, who's not. We got to be better, and we got to play better.
But he's talking to the team beforehand,
sure.
And just the team comes out so flat. Is there something you can pinpoint?
No. We just got to. We played a good football team. They're a field goal away from last year. They were a college football playoff team, and this year they're a field goal, an overtime loss to Georgia, and a field goal really to Oklahoma, and or else they'd be in the CFP playoff at a high level right now. So they're an extremely good football team, but we've got to find a way to get off the field. We've got to find a way to stop the run game, and I think that's something that the teams have done over the last couple of weeks against us.
You hit a big pass play to Baugh early, and it gets called back on a penalty.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the half, rest of the quarter, I think only 1 yard. But the inability to exploit their pass defense, I think they came in worse in the SEC. What were some of the reasons you feel like were because of that, or why couldn't you get the pass?
I'll go back and look. I can't tell you every pass play that we called right off the get-go, but when you start off with a big play in the pass game, and all of a sudden you get a penalty, it deflates you, and it's hard to dig yourself out of a hole when you when you have a big play, and all of a sudden now you're moving behind the sticks. But you go back through, and I'm just trying to look at some of the where we got the ball. We got the ball one drive on the -5 again, and then I think one of the other ones we got it a little bit further back as well too. So, but we had some three. We didn't put a ton of drives together offensively. We were a penalty negated a big pass play, and we had to punt the ball on the first drive. Second play, we had 3 plays. We punt. We missed a block We missed a block on the right side of the line up front. It was a good play. We missed a block. Then we had a offense turnover on downs. We couldn't get the yard that we needed, and then we started on the -5 yard line. We'd like to be able to see, make the decision where we run away from the ball and try to let it go into the end zone. So we got it on the -5, and we had a punt out of that. And then the back part, we got it again on the -5. We drove down to the 14, got ourselves in trouble again, and then we missed a field goal, which is uncanny of Smack. So that's kind of how it ended at halftime.
Coach,
Yes.
Besides the second half effort, because obviously it was much better than the first half, what other positives are you going to take with you into Florida State other than trying to stop them from going to a bowl game?
Yeah, I think our players want to continue to fight, continue to win. I just got done telling them. I said sometimes life has to break you completely before you truly discover who you are, and that kind of resonates with me in talking to the players. And you're searching. Obviously, there's been a lot of change and a lot of different emotions that have went on throughout these last 5 weeks. And the one thing is the players are going to continue to keep going. And there's not a negativity. There's nobody in there complaining to each other and throwing things around the locker room and fighting. But yeah, it hurts. Anytime you want to have an opportunity, this is the last SEC game. We got one more game here coming up against Florida State, another rivalry game. We got to go back and obviously try to figure out what we can do to get a victory here at home.
This is just the nature of the beast, right, that you're dealing with here? With just the program's, in search of a new direction right now.
Well,
I know you guys come into it with determination, but it can get
I think
difficult,
as a
man.
staff, you continue to keep fighting no matter what the situation is. And I think anybody that would give in really shouldn't be around a program. So I don't think anybody's quitting as far as the staff goes right now. We got to continue to keep fighting. Got to continue to keep pushing. Again, like I said, our job is to try to continue to help these players get better and coach them. We've got one more week with them, and that's going to be our job. Continue to keep pushing these players so we can try to continue. We've made a commitment to them, and they've made a commitment to each other. So that's our goal.
Coach, despite the stats and the outcome of the game, obviously it was a gut punch for the team and also the fans. What is your message to the fans despite in this tough stretch right now?
Well, Gator football and Gator Nation has got tons of tradition. The University of Florida's tradition is second to none. Obviously, we're in transition right now. But the biggest thing is to continue to keep being who they are. I think I've been here 3 different times with 3 different head coaches, and the one thing that's consistent is the fans are unbelievable. They showed up again today. They're going to continue to show up, and I've always said this before. As a coaching staff, as a coach, and I'm going to put it by myself, but as a coaching staff, embrace it. Embrace the fans in the community, because that's what makes the university such a special place. The fans have always been great. I can go back through and some of the biggest games that we've ever won here. They've been fantastic. They've helped us win those games with the noise and the crowd that they've done. So just keep hanging in there. Obviously, I want what's best for this university. So however the move continues forward in the future, I think, as a coach, from my standpoint, and I'm looking from a fan and a coach, Gator Nation and the fans are fantastic. And I think the relationship between the staff and the fans and the players and the fans got to continue the way it should always be. And that's second to none. I think the fans are amazing here.
Thank you for coming on, Billy.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.